Hey everybody, it's Dr. Winnie, and I hope you guys are staying warm and safe on this very, very cold day and not doing any more outside of your home than you absolutely have to. So today is Monday, but this is going to be a Sunday dinner. I did a lot of cooking over the weekend, and unfortunately I wasn't able to get to my parents to share it with them, so we'll do that later this week. So, okay. The first thing that I wanted to make was chicken noodle soup, of course, because it's just, so cold. And this is the time of year when chicken noodle soup really, really makes a big difference. As a matter of fact, a lot of people get relief from cold and flu symptoms when they have chicken noodle soup. We think maybe it's something in the bones of the chicken and the broth that seems to be very soothing. So I decided I wanted to make it from scratch. So I chopped up some carrots, celery, and some onions, and I cooked that in a Dutch oven with some olive oil and got that nice and fragrant. And then added some chicken broth and some spices and let that just kind of cook down for about an hour. Then I took a rotisserie chicken, one that was already cooked from the grocery store, and put it in a big plastic bag and then just broke off all of the meat off of the bones inside the plastic bag. And then opened up the bag, took out the bones, and voila, I had a whole chicken that was all ready to go into the pot. So I put that in with all of the other ingredients that I've already been cooking and let that cook down for a nice long time to get all of those flavors mixed in, put lots of spices, garlic, onions, just everything I could think of to just sort of make it taste and smell wonderful. And then toward the end, I added the noodles. And I like the extra wide egg yolk noodles. And so I put that in and let those cook down. And then I had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful chicken noodle soup. It actually came out great. And so I've got that all put up in containers, and I'll take that to my parents probably today or tomorrow. We'll see, depending upon the weather. So I wanted to also make some bread. I've really been getting into making bread lately. I enjoy it. It's lots of fun. And I'm getting really, really more and more comfortable with it. And it's something nice about just having fresh bread. It smells great in the house, and it's a lot better for you. It doesn't have so many preservatives. So I decided I wanted to make a rosemary flavored bread. I love the spice rosemary. I love the smell of it. So what I did was got some bread flour, and the bread flour is higher in protein. It gives a nice texture to the bread. Mixed that with some yeast, some warm water and salt, mixed it all up, and let it rise. And once it was nice and lifted up and looked nice and thick, then I went ahead and added my rosemary spice to that. And then I cooked it, put it in the oven, cooked it. Came out beautiful, and the house just smells so nice with the smell of the bread and the rosemary. And then once it was all cooled off, I went ahead and cut it, and then had a little container of some olive oil and some balsamic vinegar, kind of like how they do at the restaurants, and just mix that together and put that with the bread, and it was fabulous. Tasted so nice. So that was a nice little combination. Now, because I could not stop, because I enjoy cooking so much, I decided to try out another recipe that I'd been looking at for a while and just decided to make, and it's cabbage steaks. I know, it sounds kind of weird, right? Steak sounds like meat, and then cabbage, vegetable. But what you do is you take cabbage and you cut it into these 1-inch wedges that really looks like a steak. And, cabbage is so dense until it's not hard to do that. And then putting it on a baking sheet, mixing it with some olive oil and some paprika, some red pepper flakes, I put in some garlic powder, onion powder, and a little bit of salt. And then I also added a little bit of honey. And this was a wonderful, wonderful thing. I mean, I cooked it in the oven, I say about 45 minutes. And, you don't have to get it completely soft, because having a little crunch to it is fine. It tastes great. So, and You hear my dogs in the background. You know, I have a new puppy, and so now she is terrorizing my other dog, Honey, that I've had for 2 years now. The baby is Tatiana, and we call her Tata, but she is spoiled rotten, and she's trying to exert her dominance. They're fighting over who's going to be in charge of the house, like it's not going to be me. It's going to be one of them. So I'll show you some video of them so you can see them when they're having their morning fight. And it's a play fight. They love each other, I think, but they go through this almost 2 or 3 times a day. So anyway, okay, all right, come on. Somebody's got a treat that the other one wants, and it's just too much. She can't take it. But the cabbage steaks came out wonderfully, and it's a nice little thing. I don't know if we're going to serve that. I actually made a chuck roast the other day in a slow cooker, and so with rice, and that might be something great to pair with that. And then I decided to make some ice cream because I enjoy making ice cream now that I have this way of making it with whipping cream and sweetened evaporated milk. And I decided to make a lemon ice cream. Lemon ice cream came out fabulous. I used some lemon zest and the juice of fresh lemons and put that all together and let that sit in the freezer overnight, and it was fabulous. So that was another option for my family because I know how much they love ice cream, and I decided to just make it, rather than the same old plain vanilla ice cream that we always make, I decided to do something a little bit different. So I think they're going to really like that. Okay, so off with the chef hat, and let me just talk to you as a physician for just a few moments. This is the time of year when it gets really cold. And I know people watch my Sunday dinner episodes from all over the country. And so I know here in Houston, we're going through a cold snap, and, you know, it feels like, oh my gosh, we're so cold. But I lived in Maryland as a child, and I'm used to very, 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 very cold weather. And I remember driving to emergency rooms back when I was practicing emergency medicine up north in really, really difficult weather. And what I want to emphasize to you all is to not underestimate just how much of an impact that cold weather can have on your body. And also, for those of you that are in areas where there's snow, be very, very careful about shoveling the snow. Let a young kid in your neighborhood do that work for you, okay? Because snow weighs a lot more than it looks. And people say, oh, it's so fluffy, it's just light snow. And I can't tell you the number of guys that I've treated in the emergency room who've had heart attacks because they were out there trying to be hairy homeowner and move that snow on their own. It's very heavy, and if you have any type of weakness in your cardiovascular system, just the act of shoveling that snow could be enough to push you into having problems with your heart. So just be very careful. It's so pretty out. It looks nice. And we've actually had snow here in Houston before. I don't think we're going to see that much this time, more of ice and sleet. But for those of you that are in areas where it is very, very snowy, please be really careful. Be careful also when you're driving. Try not to drive if you really can avoid it, because that ice is very, very tricky. And I just have seen so many people having car accidents, heart attacks, strokes, all kinds of things that are precipitated by this very inclement weather. Way better for you to hunker down and stay home if at all possible, and wait until we get the all clear that it's okay and that the road conditions are safe for regular travel, because most people are not used to driving on ice and snow. And even those who are, you could still run into a problem on the road, and it could sometimes not even be you. It could be somebody else that's lost control of their car, and then they end up running into you. And I've seen some real tragedies. So really respect this temperature, and remember that if you are having chest pain or you feel short of breath at home, if anything happens, call 911. Get to the emergency room as quickly as you can. We can do a whole lot to help people when they're having heart problems, but we can't do it if you're at your house. So let us know if you're having a problem so we can help. Okay, off of the doctor hat. I hope you guys are safe. Take care of yourself. Enjoy your families. This is a wonderful time to get close to family and not fight like my dogs are fighting right now. And take care of yourself. And I will see you guys next time on the next Sunday dinner. Bye-bye, everybody.